everyone! Welcome if you are new, welcome back if you are not new. My name is Maddie, I'm a Canadian doll collector, and this is my channel where I post about doll collecting. I am looking at the viewfinder the entire time I'm filming this intro and outro. And I know that's probably, not bothering anyone else, or it's going to be a case of, now that I brought it up, it's going to bother you. But it's bothering the, absolute heck out of me while I'm editing this. So, I needed to say that I'm aware. I'm working on it. I'm getting back in the swing of this YouTube thing. It's been a while. So, cool. This intro and outro are going to be pretty quick because I already have the video pretty much edited and it is 42 minutes long. So to save you from a super fun dolls feature-length film, I'm just going to try and talk quick and keep the yapping to a minimum. This is my All My Dolls video for 2025. Last year, my first video of the year was the All My Dolls video, so I thought it only made sense for my first video of the year to be this one again, just because it's a nice way to start off the year. I talked about this last year, but my dolls are pretty much OCs to me because I love having OCs. I just cannot draw for the life of me, so I use the resources I have available, and that is my dolls. And therefore, a lot of them have crazy personalities and backstories and all of that I could go on and on about, but I didn't in this video because even going over their personalities a little bit led the video to be 42 minutes long. I do want to do a series where I pick a doll and go over that doll and their backstory and all of that lore that I've created for them specifically. So if you would like to see that, please let me know. Let me know if there's a certain doll you would like to see those videos for. I do know there was a little bit of interest for it last year, and I just never got around to it because I was super busy. So if the interest is still there, I will definitely do it now that I have a little bit more time on my hands. That's all I wanted to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm just going to cut to it right now because, again, it's really long. Okay, so first up, we have Madison Leora Thomas. She is a Just Like You number 23, but I gave her a 28 wig. I feel like it looks enough like the 23 wig, though, where you don't really notice. I got her December 13th, 2014, so she turned 10 recently, which is a little bizarre. Madison is my little granola girly. She likes camping and hiking and just being out in nature. She definitely would kill to just run away and live the rest of her life in a little cottage somewhere. Her little sister is Bryn, who you will see later on in this video, and her cousin is Kaden, who you will also see later on. Next up, we have our very first fan favorite to be featured in the video so far, so that's exciting. This is Miss Leonie Rose Butler, and she looks a little different from the last time I showed her because she has a new wig. It's still by Zazu Dolls, it's just a bit shorter, less heavy, and a different shade of orange. So, which is good for her because she has very loose limbs and struggles to stand on her own. Leonie is a Just Like You number 37. I got her December 28th, 2017. She really has always been one of my favorite dolls in my collection ever since I got her. I don't know. There's just something about her that I love. She is my little athletic girly. She's an all-star cheerleader. She's won the cheerleading world championships a few times, and she loves what she does. She loves her sport, and her all-time dream is to open her very own cheerleading gym. She also loves bright colors and just fun, colorful rainbow things. She's very much a big chunk of my personality put into a doll. Leonie here is the twin sister to Levi, who you will see later. And she's dating Teegan, who you will also see later. And they're little cheerleading girlfriends, and I love them so much, and they mean the world to me. Next up, we have Miss Bronwyn, or Bryn, Grace Thomas. She is a Grace Thomas Girl of the Year 2015 doll. I got her, I want to say September of 2018. I can't fully remember. It was either September or October. She was a gift from my mom after I went through a really, really hard school year and few months, and I was really nervous to start school again. And so she got her for me as a little gift to help me feel better, and also just as to congratulate me for getting through that really hard year that I had gotten through originally. So she's very special to me in that regard. She is very much a coquette girly. She loves pastel pink and bows and just all of that fun, pretty, girly stuff. She also is an AGIGer and doll collector. She's super shy and she has a lot of anxiety, but she uses her doll collection to sort of learn how to cope and get over with that. And very similar to my story and how I got over a lot of things in my life. Her older sister is Madison, who you saw earlier. Her cousin is Kaden, who you will see later. And she's dating Piper, who you will also see later. Now, here is another fan favorite and a doll that a few of you, including myself, love to pretend to hate. And that is Levi James Butler. I don't know what doll he was originally. I cannot remember. I got him October of 2018. And he is a My Little Light gamer. He has a gaming YouTube channel and he live streams on Twitch where he has gained quite the audience. He primarily plays Minecraft, but he does other stuff. I'm sure you can tell that I had a lot of influence from Dream SMP when I created his character. He's kind of a loser, but like in a nice way. Like, I know I shouldn't call my dolls a loser, but like that's how I view his personality. His twin sister, like I said, is Leonie, and he is dating my friend Radia's Sage doll named Sage. And yeah, that's pretty much Levi. Here is Noelle Wren O'Malley. They are a Nellie O'Malley doll, and I got them in December of 2018. Noelle has a real interest in movie and movie production, specifically horror movies, and like the special effects and stuff behind them that makes horror movies what they are. They really want to become like a well-known horror movie director. That's like their number one goal in life. They've made a few movies here and there and entered into film festivals. One specifically has done really well. I've never really come up with a name for it, so I can't tell you what it is, but I do know that they have one that has really blown up and done amazing, and they're really trying to just do more of that and get their name out there and eventually become a really well-known horror movie director. If anyone knows the character Laurie Myers from Night in the Woods, I'm going to reference this game a lot, probably because a lot of my dolls are inspired by Night in the Woods characters. But Noelle is pretty much Laurie. I took a lot of her for their personality, so. This is Emerson Olivia Forrester, but she goes by Emmy. Emmy is a Welly Wisher Emerson doll who has been re-wigged with a wig from B Beauty Designs. And I got her for Christmas in 2018. Emmy's a lot inspired by me when I was younger, so she's super into like girly stuff like Barbies and My Little Pony and princesses and all of that fun stuff. She needs to convince everyone around her that she is in fact royalty and you need to bow down to her. But she's also a really big troublemaker and she likes to get herself into situations and do things that she should not be doing. This is Emmy, the little princess chaos gremlin. Next up, we have Shiloh Kate Calorie. Shiloh is a Truly Me number 27, and I got her in the summer of 2019. I cannot remember which month exactly, but it was summertime. I had to take like some summer school class, and so my mom was like, listen, if you get through this, I will buy you a doll. So I did it, and I got Shiloh. Shiloh is very in and up to date with all the trends and whatever's in at the moment. As you can see, she's currently very into the clean girl aesthetic, if you know what that is. She has a YouTube channel where she posts vlogs and just like silly little stuff about her life. Very Emma Chamberlain style, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that's sort of Shiloh. She's very much an influencer. Like, she has a decent following on like TikTok, Instagram, all of that fun stuff. And she gets like PR packages and all the other influencer stuff that I'm just thinking of off of my head at the moment. She is also like probably has the biggest heart you will ever see from any, online influencer, at least. A lot of her money that she gets through, being online and stuff, she gives back to people who are less fortunate and, donates a lot to charity, all of that sort of other stuff. She just cares a lot for people, and that's a very big aspect of her personality. She is also a really big horse girl. She has a horse named Butternut Squash. I don't know why I named it that, because I don't even like squash. Maybe she does. I don't know. But she has a horse named Butternut Squash, and she loves to take her for rides or whatever you do with horses. I don't know. I'm not really a horse person. Her little sister is Claire, who you will see later. Next up, we have Kaden Toby Carlin, who has lips now. He didn't have lips before, but this year I learned how to repaint doll faces, so now he has lips again. It's a very, very big day for all the Kaden fans. Kaden is a Just Like You 39, I believe, with some random wig I bought off of Etsy. I have a lot of people ask about his wig, and I really wish I could give you more information, but I do not know much about it. Kaden is autistic, and his special interest is dogs. So you can show him, like, literally a picture of any dog, and he could immediately tell you, like, what breed it is, a fun fact about the breed, where the breed comes from, all that sort of stuff. He loves dogs so much. He also plays guitar, and he's very good at it. He's very passionate about it. He is in a band with May, who you'll see, and two of my friends' dolls. He's kind of not really in the band by choice. They needed a guitar player. He kind of knew one of the people in the band, so he was like, "Hey, do you want to be in this band?" The kid was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." So that's that bit of fun kid and lore for you. He is dating my friend Aradia Podollies on Instagram. I feel like I talk about Aradia in every video, but that's just because we're besties and I love Aradia so much. Anyway, he's dating her doll Milo, and they're very cute together. And his cousins are Bryn and Madison. Next up, we have Eloise Tate Mitchell. She is a Nenea Mitchell doll, and I got her for my birthday in 2019. So, September of 2019. Eloise is lazy, to put it nicely. She's really good at a lot of things, but she doesn't put in the effort to really do them. But she does really like cooking, and she was in culinary school. She graduated in 2023, so good for her. And she used to work at a bakery where she was not good at it. She's very good at cooking, not so much baking. She's super sweet and nice, but she's kind of also very go with the flow. Like, I'm not going to put much effort into this. You do you sort of scenario. She has a very good sense of humor. She's very funny. She's got that going for her. But yeah, that's Eloise. Her whole thing is that she's just kind of there, you know? It isn't very particular with, like, her aesthetic or how she dresses, but her girlfriend Scarlet is a fashion designer, and she went to fashion school, and she's, creative a lot of her own clothing, and she's very into, like, making sure that she looks good, and so she's also very into making sure that Eloise looks good. Therefore, she is usually dressed really nice, despite the fact that she doesn't really want to be or care to be. Next up, we have Claire Savannah Calorie. She is a Welly Wisher Camille doll, and I got her for Christmas in 2019. Like I said earlier, Claire is Shiloh's little sister, and she is just absolutely obsessed with, the whole world that Shiloh is involved with. She's very much a Sephora kid, and she cares a lot about, like, skincare and makeup and all of that stuff, even though a child her age probably shouldn't. But unlike other kids of that age, Shiloh and her parents really make sure that she's wearing makeup and skincare products and all of that are safe for her skin as a child. She really likes TikTok and all of that fun stuff, but she doesn't have a TikTok account. She just scrolls through her sisters. She's very much a modern little girl that, like, likes, like, the preppy aesthetic, but not the old preppy aesthetic that we grew up with, the, like, new preppy aesthetic that I have words about, but we're not going to talk about it. I don't really know how else to describe Claire other than, like, very stereotypical Sephora kid. Just like her sister, she really likes horses. She doesn't have a horse of her own, but her sister lets her ride hers every once in a while, and she's very grateful about it. She just wants to be exactly like Shiloh. Like, she looks up to her so much, and that's her whole thing. She sometimes really tries her best to hang out with Shiloh and her friends, and I'm not really sure how much they appreciate her doing that, but, she tries to. So that's Claire. Next, we have another fan favorite as well as a me favorite. I know I shouldn't pick favorites, but I do, and it's Gwen. So, sorry, everyone else. Miss Gwendolyn Melody Simons. She is a Melody Ellison doll, and I got her December 29th, 2019. I got her really late in the year, so I always feel like I should say I got her in 2020, but I didn't. I got her in 2019. There's a lot to Gwen's personality just because I've given her a lot of lore because I really love her. Gwen is also autistic, like me. Her special interest is art, and she is an incredible talented artist. She loves drawing so much. She's very much like a nerd. There's a lot of like TV shows and video games and all of that she likes. She runs a semi-popular Instagram account where she posts fan art for whatever she's currently interested in. And she is just pretty much, that's Gwen's whole thing, is that she's an artist. And she is also a little bit of a nerd. She's kind of what I wish I could be. She is very shy and anxious, and like she can be really mean and standoffish when you first meet her, but it's kind of just her anxiety, taking control. Because once you really get to know her, she is super sweet and kind and just the perfect person. I love Gwen. I am not going to ramble on about her too much because I know that once I really get into it, I will not be able to stop, and then this video will be super long. She is dating Aradia. Dollies on Instagram. Go follow. She is dating her doll Avery, and they are very cute together and in a very happy relationship. And I love Gwen so much. I'm gonna cry. Okay. Also, she looks so cute in this outfit. Next up, we have Willow Rosalie Kendrick. She is a Joss Kendrick Girl of the Year 2020, and I got her January 2nd, 2020, aka the very first day you were able to buy her in stores in Canada, because I knew I wanted this doll. When American Girl announced that they were making a cheerleader Girl of the Year, I was just so happy. That had been something I had wanted. So I was all over it. I owned so much of her collection. Willow entered her Visco Girl phase in 2019 and just sort of never left it. She's very beachy. She loves paddleboarding, environmentally friendly, save the turtles, that sort of stuff. She wears a lot of scrunchies. She has a hydro flask. She just is all about that vibe. She is quite good friends with Shiloh, so she appears in her little vlogs every once in a while, and also probably has a decent bit of an online following because of it. She is a cheerleader. She's not as fully devoted to it like Leonie and Teegan is, for example, but she does do cheerleading and she enjoys it. Hello, this may sound a little bit different. I was running into audio issues while I was recording Layla's introduction thing, and for some reason it sounds weird. So this is me re-recording this on voice memos on my phone, and hopefully it doesn't sound too different, but just in case it does, I'm explaining the situation. This is Layla Alexis Green. She is a Truly Me number 44, and I got her literally the week before everything sort of shut down for COVID. It was really bizarre timing. She kind of has a little bit of a weird story behind her when I was getting her, and I'm not going to get into that. I keep saying that's for a different video, and I will probably talk about it one day. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Bad luck seems to follow this doll, because there was a whole ordeal that happened when I was getting her, and then a week after COVID happened, and it was all just, crazy. Layla is very spontaneous. She tends to just do stuff because she thinks it will be fun. She doesn't really think her actions through before she does them, which, can be really fun to be around, but also sometimes she can be kind of stressful to be friends with, probably. She's quite good friends with May, who you will see later on, and the two of them tend to, really get into situations together. Again, referencing Night in the Woods, but if you know the character Greg, yeah, this is Greg, but if he was a girl and also a doll. So that's that. I have a lot of Night in the Woods inspired dolls just because that's a game that means a lot to me, and you'll probably realize that the more this video goes on. Actually, I think there's only 3. I think there's Noelle, Layla, and May, but that's still probably a decent amount compared to how many other people have dolls inspired by video game characters. I can't remember what I said in this original recording, so this is probably a little bit scuffed, but that's Layla. This is Scarlet Pearl Haley. She is a Sage Copeland Girl of the Year 2013 doll. She was a gift from my friend, and I got her, like, beginning of summer, end of springtime in 2020. Like, stuff had just really started opening up again after quarantine, and a lot of the restrictions were becoming a lot lighter. They were still there, obviously, but, you know. Scarlet's very important in my collection because my friend got this doll. She had other American Girl dolls before, but something about me seeing this specific Sage doll as a kid was like, oh my god, I want an American Girl doll now, and I want it to be Sage. So I never ended up getting a Sage, but it's okay because now I have Scarlet, and I think having this specific Sage doll in my collection is way more important and special and cool to me than, like, having a Sage doll that I had bought at the store would have ever been. So it's really neat that I have her. Scarlet is very fashionable, like I said. She went to fashion school. She makes all of her own clothing. She's very cottagecore inspired. She just loves that aesthetic. She thinks it's so pretty. She grew up on a farm, which is why she's very much, like, into the whole farm cottagecore aesthetic. And she also just really loves, like, putting together outfits. Like I said with Eloise, she styles all of her outfits whenever they go out together because Eloise just really couldn't care less. She's very into fashion and that whole thing. Next up is Maxwell James Baxter. He is a customized Just Like You number 28. And I got him in the summer of 2020. He is very clumsy, but also tends to engage in activities where he will definitely fall over and hurt himself in some way or another. Like skateboarding and climbing trees are two things that he does often that he probably should not be doing. He is also incredibly smart. He has, like, genius IQ level. He has a lot of book smarts, but he's not very street smart. Like, when you meet him, you would not think that he is this, like, weird math genius that he is. Also, he is dating Aradia Podollies on Instagram. I don't know how many times I have to keep saying that. He's dating Aradia's doll, Rowan, and they are very cute together and happy. Here we have Miss Margaret Ann Borowski, or May. She is a Truly Mean number 58, and I got her in September of 2020. This is kind of an interesting story. I just dropped a friendship with this one person, and I was really struggling because it was a case where I thought we were really good friends, but then when I, like, really looked back at the friendship, I was like, no, like, this was toxic. I need to, like, leave you. So stopped being friends with the person and fell into, like, a really weird depression state. So I went and bought a doll. And that was how I dealt with that. Which is why she's named after, like, the main character from my favorite video game, Night in the Woods. Just because she was sort of like my coping mechanism at the time. So, like I said, May's name, personality, and if you can't tell by her outfit, if you know the game, look, is inspired by May Borowski from the video game Night in the Woods. I've said this before, I'll say it again. My favorite video game ever. That game means so much to me. May is pretty much just May, but, like, if she was a doll. So she's very, like, similar to Layla. She's very much, you know, like, spontaneous, kind of just does stuff without thinking it through fully first. She was in college, but dropped out because she had a lot of mental stuff going on. I kind of, like, I'm trying to explain her character without spoiling the game because I really think if you haven't played it and you like games that have, like, a lot of story to them, you should go play the game. But so I'm just gonna just say that's May. That's her personality. This is Celeste Elodie McIntyre. She is a Molly McIntyre doll, and I bought her in the fall, I can't remember the month, of 2020. Celeste is kind of an interesting story because after I had that falling out with my friend who I met through the doll community, it was kind of bringing back bad memories to be around my dolls, and so I didn't really interact with them much, and I was kind of freaking out about that because I thought I was growing out of dolls, and that was really scaring me. So I bought Celeste as, like, a last resort. I was like, well, maybe getting a new doll will help, and it didn't, so I never really got to bond much with Celeste, which I think is why I don't really do much with her. She is a really pretty doll, though, and she's really cute, and I really liked Molly, and I wanted her when I was younger, so it's nice to have Molly. I just wish I, you know, had more of a bond with her. Celeste is very reserved into herself and kind of quiet and mean. She likes her alone time, and there's very few people that she really likes to invite into that alone time. She's very skilled at like coding and computery stuff that I could not imagine doing. And so she works as a freelance programmer and kind of just sits alone by herself and works all day, and that's how she likes her life. If anyone's watched Bee and Puppycat, which I feel like a lot of people who engage with my content do, I've seen a lot of you say that you watch Bee and Puppycat. Cass from Bee and Puppycat, that's her. Her personality is just taken from Cass. Now we're on sort of what I consider to be like the second half of my collection. Like I said with Celeste, I just kind of didn't touch my dolls for a while because they were associated with negative memories. But the more I sort of like healed from that experience, the more I saw myself doing more with my dolls, and then I started collecting again. So this is the second half of this collection that came after that little break. This is Teegan Shelby Tan. She is a Corinne Tan Girl of the Year 2022 doll. And I feel like she's another fan favorite. I know a lot of people who really like Teegan. Me too, honestly. She's one of my favorites. Teegan is a little bit of a fangirl. She's very into like YouTube and certain YouTubers and like engaging in their fandoms. Her favorite YouTuber is Levi, who she had no idea was related to Leonie until later on. It's kind of a whole funny story. She's very into YouTube and Twitch streamers and all of that. She met Leonie at cheer tryouts, and they just immediately hit it off and became super good friends, and then they started dating after that, and now they're, together. So she is really big into skateboarding. She's very much like reminiscent of 2021, similar to how Willow is like very much the vibes of like the year that came before her. She's very much 2021. She watches a lot of Minecraft YouTube. She's really into skateboarding and bright colors and the like indie kid aesthetic, if you know what I mean. She is just all of that. She is how I imagine 2021 combined into a person, and I really like that. Like I said, she is dating Leonie. They are in a super happy relationship. Leonie and Teegan are my favorite doll couple, and don't tell any of the others I said that. And she has a little sister who you will see right now. That's the second time I've made this joke in an All My Dolls video, and it will probably be the last because it's really not that funny. This is Lonnie Eden Tan. She is a Gwen Tan doll. And I never know if I should call her Girl of the Year or not, because like technically I guess she is, but also she technically isn't. So I don't really know. I got her the same time I got Teegan, which is why I didn't say when I got Teegan, which was around like early January of 2022. I was going to get them when they first came out, but then I didn't know if I wanted them because I had only like just recently got back into doing stuff with my dolls again, and I was like, I don't know. But my friend who used to work at Indigo when they came out was all over Gwen and Corinne. It was like, you need to get these dolls. Like, they're so cute. I love them. So she actually bought me Lonnie here as a Christmas present, and I bought Teegan, which was technically also a Christmas present because I used my Christmas money and like a good amount of Indigo gift cards on her. Anyway. I'm very glad I ended up getting these dolls, and I'm very glad my friend like influenced me to get them because I really do love them. And I think getting Corinne specifically really re-sparked this like love I have for dolls again that I had lost. And so these two play a really big part in the doll collection in regards to that. Lonnie is a wild child, to put it in a way that makes sense. She likes to play in the mud. She likes to eat dirt, probably. She is very just like energetic and likes to be outdoors and doing things, that get her dirty. And that's just fun for her. Similar to Emmy, she likes to purposely not cooperate and, get in trouble. But that's just because she's like a little annoying child. She really does like hanging out with her sister Teegan. And Teegan really likes having her around, too. They're definitely, like, very close. Lonnie does do cheerleading, too, similar to Teegan. But she's not as, like, super into it. It's not something where she's gonna, like, take it with her into adulthood, like it is with Teegan. I think she just does it because, like, her parents signed Teegan up. And so they were like, okay, well, if one child's gonna do this after school activity, we might as well have them both do it. Her entire personality pretty much is inspired by one of my childhood best friends, and she's very, very good friends with Emmy because everyone always thought it was funny how, like, when I was a kid, I was very, like, prim and proper and, like, that sort of stuff. And then I had this, like, walking dirt ball that always hung out with me and was, like, super messy and muddy. And so I really wanted to somehow showcase that dynamic. And so that's Lonnie's role. Next up, we have Zia Nevea Sharma. She is a Kavi Sharma doll, Girl of the Year 2023. I got her in January of 2023. I wasn't intending to really get a doll. We were going to drop my friends off at the airport so they could fly back to where they go to school. And we were like, oh, let's stop at the American Girl store because there was rumors going around of it, closing. And so I was like, this might be the last time, like, all of us can go to the American Girl store together, which is something we used to do a lot after cheer competitions because most of our cheer competitions are sort of, like, near Toronto and, like, in the GTA. So it was pretty easy to get over there and, like, do stuff and then go back to our hotel after a while. So I was like, let's go to the American Girl store. And then I ended up getting this doll. And again, like, similar to a story with Teegan and Lonnie, my friend was working at Indigo at the time. And so she was so excited because she got to, like, see the Kavi dolls when they, like, came in the shipment to her local Indigo. She got to, like, put out the first stock and she was super excited. And it was kind of funny. So, she really wanted me to get this doll because she had been sort of keeping up with it from, like, the Indigo side. And so she bought me her as a Christmas present. And so then I ended up with her. And I think she's really pretty. I think Kavi is one of American Girl's best Girl of the Year dolls. Like, she is so pretty. Her personality, I did not change much from the original Kavi. She's a theater kid. She likes Wicked. That's pretty much what she has going for her. The newer the dolls are in my collection, the less of, like, a personality and story they have, just because I haven't really had the time to, like, sit down and, like, fully really create anything for them yet, unfortunately. So a lot of them are just, like, very basic. Next up, we have Darby Louise Winters. She is a Welly Wisher Willow doll, and I got her in the spring of 2023. Darby doesn't really have much of a personality yet. I'm still sort of working on that. She's the oldest of the Willy Wishers. She's a lot more, like, mature and level-headed, and she tends to mediate fights a lot because in my head, all of my Willy Wishers are friends, but, like, they're little children. They bicker over weird things. Darby here is very much the one who, like, tries to get into the middle of things and, like, solve the issues that they have. I know last All My Dolls video I said I didn't know if I wanted her to keep the glasses. She is keeping the glasses. I think she looks really cute in them. They aren't sitting on her face quite properly because I have her, like, balancing on a cardboard box so she'll, like, be high enough to reach where my tripod is. And so her balance is not very good, and so she's standing weird and the glasses are falling off her face. But when they're on her face normally, they look really good on her and really cute. So she is keeping the glasses. I found those sitting in the middle of a grocery store parking lot. Cool fact. So, if you're in the need for doll glasses, look at your local grocery store parking lots, apparently. Next up, we have the fan favorite, probably the most popular Super Fun Dolls doll, gets the most likes every time I post her. Piper Claudia Wells, who is a Claudia Wells doll. I got her in June of 2023. I got her, like, exactly when I figured out when the American Girl stores in Canada were going to sort of start getting smaller and closing down. I made it very important that I made a trip to the American Girl store one last time, and so she was the last ever doll that I got from the American Girl boutique in the Yorkdale Mall, and so she's very special to me because of that. And I have a video where I went to go get her. You can go watch that if you want. I'm kind of bittersweet. Just like Bryn, she is a doll collector and she posts on AGIG. They actually met through AGIG and became really good friends, then figured out they lived fairly close to each other, and so they started hanging out in real life a lot, and then eventually became girlfriends. So that's their little love story. Piper, like I said, is my most probably fan favorite doll out of all of them. I don't really know why everyone likes her so much, but they do. And you know what? Me too. I think she's really cute. I love the Claudie mold. It took me a while to grow on me, but now that it's grown on me, it's probably one of my favorite face molds. Next up is Carmen Eva Peters. She is a Yvette Peters doll. I got her around the same time I got Piper. I can't remember like exactly when, but it was summer of 2023. And she was a doll that I wasn't really intending to get so close to after getting Piper, but she just randomly became available on the Indigo website after she had not been available for like a year or so. And I really wanted her. So I swiped up at the opportunity while I had it, and she joined our collection. And I'm very grateful about it because she's such a pretty doll. Carmen here is kind of similar to normal Yvette. She's very like protect the environment, environmentally friendly, very much kind of like a boho hippie sort of vibe to her. She also really likes fashion. She went to fashion school where she met Scarlet, and they were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
And they're actually pretty good friends now. But she wants to be more of a stylist. She wants to like style celebrities using only thrifted items. You know, try and promote and introduce a more environmentally friendly sort of vibe to, you know, the red carpets and stuff that you see celebrities going to. And so that's her whole little thing, her biggest dream. But right now she kind of just styles her friends. She is very much an upcycler. So, you know, she buys stuff from the thrift store and, you know, sews it into being whatever she wants it to look like and upgrading it. She's very much that sort of person. Fun fact, she kind of looks like my kindergarten teacher. So that's a little bit interesting. I never really thought of her like that until I put her in like a teacher outfit on accident once, and then I was like, oh, you look like my old kindergarten teacher. So that's a cool fact about Carmen. Next up is Becca Lucille St. Clair. She is a Mia St. Clair doll, and I got her like late September, early October of 2023. She was kind of a birthday present to myself because I had wanted Mia for a really long time, and then I found this girl for a really good price. She was in kind of rough shape, but I think I fixed her up pretty well. Like, I'm pretty proud of myself. I do have a video of that if you want to go check it out. It is my most viewed video, so chances are you've probably already checked it out, but if you haven't, feel free to. Becca is also a cheerleader and a really, really talented one at that, but she struggles a lot with like burnout. I feel like Leo and Teegan, like, they both really, really like cheer, but I wanted a doll that sort of also focused on, like, the not so happy all the time side, so that's Becca. She's really good at what she does, and she's a very talented flyer. She's a flyer, by the way. She's very talented, but she struggles a lot. And she also, similar to Teegan, really enjoys skateboarding. And she's actually named after Becca Webster, which is a cheerleader on my favorite cheerleading team ever, the Cheersport Great White Sharks. Becca doesn't do cheer anymore, but she was just such a really big inspiration for me that I wanted to commemorate her in some way, so I named a doll after her. And I actually got to meet Becca before, twice, and that was quite the experience, and I look back at it very positively. Next up, we have Indigo Eleanor Manetti. You might realize her name has changed from the last All My Dolls video. She was the very last doll that I ever bought and ever will buy from an Indigo here in Canada. And so I kind of wanted to commemorate that in some way or another. So I changed her name to Indigo. She goes by her middle name, which is Eleanor, so she still goes by Eleanor. Wanted to figure out a way to, like, you know, commemorate the Indigo aspect of her, and Indigo Eleanor sounded better than Eleanor Indigo. So maybe there'll be a day where she decides that she wants to go by her first name instead, but for right now, she is Eleanor, not Indigo. I don't really have much of a personality for her yet. I do know that she will be keeping the, like, gymnast aspect of her story because I don't have a gymnast doll, and I feel like I should. She is also really big into reading. She treats her Goodreads account like it's a full-time job. Definitely. Again, just paying homage to the fact that she was the last doll I ever got at Indigo, and Indigo, Indigo still exists. Indigo is a bookstore. I just thought making her big into reading would be like a fun little aspect
to, again, remember Indigo. And she'll always be an important doll for me for that reason, that she was like the last doll I'll probably be able to buy in person for a really long time. And so I really took a long time picking her out. I don't think I ever talked about this. I went to like 5 different Indigo stores and made my mom and my friends drag me around because I don't drive. So shout out to my mom and my friends for doing that for me, because I think I picked out like the perfect one. I love her so much. I think she's so pretty. Now we have the first new doll to be featured in this video. She wasn't in last year's video, so that's pretty cool. This is Leilani Akina. I don't have a middle name for her yet, so she's just Leilani at the moment. I don't really have a personality for her yet either. I do know that she's going to be beachy, and that's really all I have. So, instead of telling you about her personality, I can give you a fun fact, which is that she is named after the Animal Crossing character Leilani from Tortimer's Island. I think it's like Captain's wife or something like that. I can't remember. At the beginning of this year, I was absolutely obsessed with Animal Crossing New Leaf. I could not tell you why. It was just my game of choice, and I had a hard time coming away from it. I kind of got really addicted for a little while. It was bizarre. So anyway, that's why I named her Leilani, because I was just really into the game at the time. And also, I just think it's really dumb that Tortimer's Island wasn't in Animal Crossing New Horizons. I will never get over that. Like, why are you making an island-related game and not including Tortimer's Island? That makes no sense to me. And last but not least, we have the newest girly to join the Super Fun collection, Miss Marina Addison Walker. Now, I know what you're probably going to say. Why do you have a doll with the middle name Addison if you have a doll named Madison? It's kind of an inside joke with my family. Have I ever talked about this before? I don't know if I have. Fun fact, for the first hour or so of my life, my name was Addison and not Madison, because the doctor didn't hear my dad when he said Madison and thought he said Addison with no M, when my name was Madison with an M. So, cool little bit of Maddy lore there for you. She is an Addie Walker doll, and I got her in September of 2024. She was a birthday present from my mom. She is an author. She has 1 book published, but she's trying to get more. And she's just really trying to get off the ground and have her name be heard and get out there, because she is a very talented writer and she wants people to know about that. In college, she ran a book club, which is where she met Gwen and a few other people, and now her and Gwen are very good friends. She does have a girlfriend who is not made yet, so I can't show her to you, but she does have a girlfriend, and I will not talk about her because I will save her for the next All My Dolls video, when she will hopefully be standing right in front of you after this. For those who do not know, she is named after Marina, the Splatoon character. So I think if you know Splatoon well enough, you can probably piece together who her girlfriend may be. Anyway, that is the last doll here. We went through all 27 of them. You do not understand how long this took me. I have been standing here pretty much all day. It is... What time is it? It's 7:53 p.m. I started this at 10 a.m. That's how long it's taken me to get this done. I mean, I did take some breaks in between, so that probably did it too, but it's taken me a while, and I'm really tired, and I kind of just want to go upstairs and sleep or play Sims, one of the two. So, yeah. That is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this one specifically, more than any other video. Thank you for getting to this point. I feel like there's going to be a lot of other people that didn't watch this far, and here you are watching this far, which is really nice. Thank you. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like, do all the YouTube ratings, especially because this video is so long, and not very many people are probably going to want to watch it. You engaging and helping me boost myself in the algorithm helps so much. If you can comment, leave a comment. Let me know who your favorite doll in my collection is. Also, answer my question from earlier. Is there a certain doll you would like to see a video of me going in depth over the personality and storyline and all of that of? I would love to do it, so let me know. I don't really know what else to say, and I do want to keep this outro short because, again, super long video. So, thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.